All right, let's dive into something really cool today.
Yeah.
We're looking at a community project in Rotterdam
Okay.
called The Experience.
Interesting.
And it's
That sounds exciting.
it's a little different than what you might think when you hear senior living.
Okay, got it.
So
I'm intrigued.
our source material is this website called levenservering.com.
Okay.
And it's all in Dutch, of course.
Of course.
But we've gotten through it.
Fantastic.
And I think what's most interesting is this term that they use.
Okay.
Recycling life experience. What?
That's a new one.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, so basically it's about people 60 and over
Okay.
actively using their skills and experience to contribute to society.
Right.
In a way that's empowering, not like they have to,
Okay.
you know,
So less about like bingo nights and...
not just leisure.
Right, exactly. What are they? Are they like
Think big.
running board meetings? What's going
They're
on?
building an ecosystem, like
Okay.
this whole world, for
Wow.
example. They want to build this new building
Okay.
designed to attract seniors who might be in those big empty homes now.
Makes sense.
The housing market moving, right?
Yeah, keeps things flowing in Rotterdam.
Right.
So what happens inside this community?
Well, imagine a hub,
Okay.
a bustling hub, lots of events.
Right.
One they talk about is this Ideeënmarkt.
Okay.
Residents, entrepreneurs, anyone in Rotterdam really
Oh, wow.
can pitch their ideas
Wow.
and get feedback from these experienced seniors.
That's amazing.
Talk about a targeted focus group, right?
Yeah.
No college kids giving you
Right, exactly.
their opinions here.
Real world experience, yeah.
Exactly.
What else is going on in this hub?
They have something called the speed coaching marks, too.
What is that?
It's like speed dating, but for mentorship.
Oh, wow.
Seniors share their wisdom with younger people,
I love that.
looking for advice,
That's so cool.
connecting the generations.
Yeah,
Could be super valuable for both sides.
absolutely.
Right.
Is this all tied into a specific mission, social mission, or something like that?
Yeah, they're really big on social enterprises. They want to partner with startups in Rotterdam
Okay.
and use that senior expertise.
So instead of retiring to a golf course, they're
Right.
mentoring the next generation.
They're shaping the community,
I love it.
not just living in it.
That's so cool.
And the social enterprises get that decades of experience.
Right.
Crucial for success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But are that many seniors really itching to work again after retirement?
That's a good question.
I would think some would be hesitant, you know.
They're going after a certain kind of person,
Okay.
financially independent, over 60, passionate about using their skills.
So they're self-selecting for those
Exactly.
who want to stay engaged.
Exactly. They're ready.
All
And
right.
not just any contribution either. They're
Right.
looking for created, innovative, sustainable social enterprises.
Okay, so high standards.
Right.
It's not just about giving back. It's about attracting the right
Yeah, it's a partnership.
ventures.
Exactly. Aligning with their values.
What else can you tell me about these seniors? Like their mindset, lifestyle, anything like that?
Well, they talk about collective responsibility,
Okay.
mutual support, and really acknowledging that we all age,
Right, so they're not shying away from it.
embracing it,
Yeah.
not just accepting it passively, but actively,
Right.
with purpose, with community.
Wow, this recycling life experience is more than just a saying.
It's the whole
They're
foundation.
really living it.
They're living it.
Wow.
And they have a really interesting way of bringing in both seniors and social enterprises.
Okay, I want to hear more about that.
How do you find the right people?
Yeah, exactly.
For the seniors, they have this satellite system.
Okay.
Potential residents can take part in activities from home.
Oh, so try it before you buy it kind of thing.
Test the waters before
Yeah.
moving in.
I like that.
Builds trust, make sure it's a good fit,
Yeah, smart.
right? And for the social enterprises, there's a matching process.
Okay.
Connecting seniors and businesses based on their needs and skills.
So like a senior with marketing experience might get matched with a
Exactly.
social enterprise that needs help with outreach.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really cool.
They're leveraging those individual skills
Wow.
to help everyone.
And they're not just looking at Rotterdam, are they?
Nope.
They have bigger aspirations.
The selection process looks at impact on Rotterdam, the Netherlands, even Europe.
Wow, they're thinking big.
Big picture
Yeah.
in the ground up.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is all still in development.
Right, they're going to build this amazing building,
Right.
but it's not quite there yet.
It's coming.
Okay, so how are they doing it?
They're using this model called collective private commissioning.
Oh, yeah, CPO you said, right?
CPO, yep.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's a collaborative way to finance things.
Okay.
Future residents and other stakeholders pool their resources.
So it's more like a co-op. They're invested.
Invest it, yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
It reflects their whole philosophy, right?
Yeah.
Ownership, shared responsibility.
This is a real deep dive.
It
You
is.
barely scratched the surface.
So much more to uncover.
And I'm already hooked.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
So where do we go from here?
Well, we've got all these pieces, right?
Yeah.
Engaged seniors, innovative businesses, a unique building,
Mm-hmm.
a community-driven approach.
Yeah.
Let's see how it all works in practice.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's dive deeper.
We'll be back after a short break
Hey, wait.
to delve even deeper into the experience.
Stay with us.
Stay with us. Back again, and man, I am still thinking about how they are turning this idea of senior living on its head over at the experience.
Yeah,
It's so cool
it is. It
to
is.
see them actually give the older residents some agency
Right. It's not
instead
just
of,
about taking care of them. It's about
yeah,
empowering them.
yeah.
It really is a totally different way of thinking about it.
And not,
Instead of, like you were saying, decline.
yeah,
It's like, no, this is a time when you can still
grow.
grow and contribute.
Yeah, yeah.
And they are really providing a way for them to do that.
So we talked about those events, like
Right.
the Aegean Mark and the
Right.
Speed Coaching Mark.
Seat coaching mark, yeah.
But what other ways are there for seniors to, like, really use their skills in the community?
Well, those social enterprise partnerships are huge.
Yeah.
Remember, they're out there looking for startups that need help,
Yeah,
need guidance, need mentors.
yeah,
The seniors become this incredibly valuable resource.
yeah. So it's a total win-win. The
Absolutely.
startups get the advice, and the seniors get to actually use their skills.
Right. It's not just
Yeah.
volunteering their time. They're actively shaping these ventures.
Yeah. It's like they're creating this whole pipeline of talent.
Exactly.
Contacting mentors and
It is, yeah.
entrepreneurs.
It's a great analogy.
So do they have, like, specific criteria for these businesses?
They do. They're looking for things that are creative, innovative,
Okay.
driven by a social mission.
Mhm.
It can't just be about making money. It's got to be about making a difference, right?
Which makes sense
Yeah.
with their values and everything.
Totally, yeah.
It seems like they are being really deliberate in building this specific kind of community.
Oh, they are. Very much so.
Yeah.
They're creating this environment where everybody's kind of rowing in the same direction,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make a better future for everyone.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of environment, do we know anything about this new building? Their plan?
Well, the website mentions an artist impression, but no details yet.
Okay.
But, thinking about how much they emphasize community interaction,
Yeah.
I would bet it's a space that is all about collaboration and connection.
Yeah, yeah, like open workspaces, maybe shared meeting rooms,
Exactly.
places where the residents can really hang out with the entrepreneurs.
Totally. They're
Right.
mentoring. And remember, they want to be a part of Rotterdam, too, not separate from it.
Right.
So I bet the building will be super welcoming to people outside of the experience.
So not a gated community, but a hub
No.
that really brings in all kinds of people and ideas.
Yeah. Breaks down those barriers between,
Yeah.
retirement life and the rest of the world.
Right, right.
Exactly.
So they're really changing what it means to be a senior.
Yeah, and I think that starts with really empowering people
Mhm.
to be active and engaged.
And that brings us back to their satellite system,
Right.
where people can try it out before they
Right.
commit to living there. So can you talk about how that works?
It's basically a trial period.
Okay.
You can go to events, meet other seniors,
Okay.
even start working with some of the social enterprises.
Okay.
All while still living in your own home.
So you can get a feel for the vibe,
Yeah.
dip your toes in
Exactly.
before making that big change.
Right. And I think that shows how much they value participation, too.
Okay.
Right from the start, they want you to be involved,
Okay.
to contribute your skills and ideas.
So it's not just about the lifestyle, it's about
No,
being a part of something.
it's about commitment,
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah.
actually talk about that on their website, commitment, collective responsibility. They're
Okay.
looking for people who are truly invested in this vision.
But I bet that doesn't mean you have to go back on a 9 to 5.
Right. No, 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 no.
It's more about finding ways to...
It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
They're not trying to recreate the traditional workforce. They want to use what makes each senior special,
Yeah, yeah. They also mentioned this concept of nudging, and I'm curious about that.
Oh, yeah.
What does that look like in reality?
Well, I think it's about encouraging people to get involved, but in a really positive way.
Okay.
Not like, you have to do this, but more like,
Yeah.
hey, we're all working on this. Would you like to join us?
Yeah, yeah.
Your expertise would be so helpful.
Okay. So more organic, less...
It's about making contribution feel good.
Okay.
Not like a chore.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's talk about the, sometimes these innovative ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They can be a little pricey.
Right.
How is the experience financing all of this?
Well, you're right. Doing things differently often means paying for things differently.
Right.
And the experience is a great example of that.
Okay.
They're using collective private commissioning.
Right, we talked about that
Yeah,
earlier.
right.
But I'm still a little fuzzy on it.
Sure. So it's basically where future residents and other people who support the project,
Okay.
they all pool their money together
Okay.
to pay for the building.
So it's more like a...
Yeah, like a co-op model.
Yeah, they have a real stake in it.
Exactly. It's all about that community ownership and shared responsibility, right?
It's fascinating. I'm really
Yes.
curious to see how that works long term.
Me too.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, how did the experience even get started?
Good question.
We know it's a spin-off of that SWWS association,
Right.
but we haven't really talked about that.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about them?
Well, unfortunately, the website doesn't give us a ton of detail
Okay.
about their history or how they're involved, but
Okay.
just looking at the name, Senior Nwanan and Workin Salmon,
Yeah.
it seems like their focus is right in line with what the experience is doing.
Yeah, it translates to seniors living and working together.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, it's very much aligned.
yeah. So I wonder if the experience is like,
That makes you wonder.
if this is kind of the next step,
Yeah.
taking it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Yeah, like they took the best parts of senior living.
The community, the support, and added this whole dynamic
Right.
forward-thinking element to it. It's so
Exactly. They're not just giving people a place to retire. They're giving them a place to launch
yeah,
new chapters.
exactly. Keep growing.
Contribute.
This is really making me think about the future of aging and how we design our communities.
Yeah, the experience really challenges all those old ideas about what it means to get older. It pushes us to think beyond traditional retirement and really tap into the wisdom and experience of older people.
Wow, this deep dive has been so much more thought-provoking than I even imagined.
It's amazing, isn't it?
All right, stay tuned for our final segment,
Yes.
where we'll explore the broader implications of the experience and its potential to really reshape the future of aging. Welcome back to our deep dive into the experience.
I'm ready for more.
As we've been talking about all this,
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about what this could mean for other places.
Yeah.
Other cities, other countries.
It's a really powerful model. It shows that senior living doesn't have to be about slowing down.
Right.
It can be about using all that experience
Yeah.
to really make a difference.
Imagine if turning 60 wasn't like the end,
Right.
but the beginning of something new.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where people actually want your skills and knowledge.
I need them, yeah.
And it's not just about keeping seniors busy, right?
No, not at all.
It's about what they can do for the whole community.
Think about all the amazing ideas that could come from this,
Yeah.
experienced seniors working with these young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And I really like that they're focused on social impact, too. It's not just about making money.
Right. It's about
solving real problems.
Yeah. Making things better.
And they're doing it in such a collaborative way.
Right. Partnering with the social enterprises, working with the whole community in Rotterdam. And even thinking about Europe.
It's like they're saying, we're not just building this for ourselves. We want to make the world better.
Exactly. And that sense of purpose, that can be really powerful for people.
Yeah. It gives them a reason to
Get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Makes them feel like they matter.
Okay. So one thing we haven't really talked about is the money part.
Yeah.
Like, does this kind of community work for everyone financially?
Well, you have to remember who they're targeting, right?
Right.
People who are financially independent, who already want to be active.
Yeah.
So it might not be the right fit for everyone.
Okay.
And that's okay.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all solution.
No.
But it's a great option for people who want to keep using their skills.
Keep contributing in a way that's meaningful to them.
And it makes you think about retirement differently, too.
Right. Instead of worrying about how much money you need to stop working, you can think about what you want to do with your time.
What kind of impact you want to have.
Exactly.
It's a whole different mindset.
It is.
And I think it could really change how we see aging as a society.
Imagine if we started seeing older people as a resource.
Yeah.
Not a burden.
Yeah.
Think about all the mentorship.
Yeah.
All the knowledge.
Extensions.
Yeah, the connections between generations.
It's not just about what seniors get from a place like this. It's what we all get.
Right, exactly.
And the experience is proving it's possible.
Yeah.
They're showing us what a community can be.
Building something really special.
Where everyone feels valued.
Where experience matters.
Yeah.
Where people work together.
I mean, their approach is so innovative.
Yeah.
From that satellite system to the way they're financing the building.
It shows how committed they are to doing things differently.
So wrapping up this deep dive, I'm honestly feeling really optimistic.
Me too.
The experience gives us a glimpse into a future where aging is about growing.
Yeah.
Not declining.
Continuing to contribute.
Yeah.
Not fading away.
And it raises such an important question for all of us.
What's that?
How can we create communities, societies even, that value experience, that connect the generations, that give everyone a chance to contribute?
No matter how old they are.
That's something worth thinking about, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Maybe the experience can show us the way
it could be a blueprint
to a better future.
For everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep questioning.
And never stop challenging those assumptions that what's possible.
See you next time.
See you later.